lights go home. The dark grew emptier by the minute, like the night had folded in it, and every wave beneath the sky looked like another goodbye. A couple walked beneath the glow, holding on the way we used to hold. And somewhere from a harbor bar, a saxophone cried from afar. I lit a cigarette alone, listening to the ocean moan, while neon trembled on the sea like broken memories. Before we made peace, before the hurt could finally cease, soft jazz floating through the bay. As you sailed away, the last ferry left before we made peace. Now silence wraps around me deep, I'm just a fading tone, watching lights go home. Maybe some hearts miss their train and never meet again. Maybe the harbor always knew one night I'd lose you too, beneath electric skies that glow, for people letting go. The last ferry left before we made peace, but your memory never leaves. Soft jazz drifting through the tide, like you're still beside me tonight. The last ferry left before we made peace, while dawn moved quietly through the streets. Now I'm just a lonely soul, trying to feel whole. The harbor keeps moving, and I stay behind. Blue lights flicker softly through the curtains, like memories refusing to sleep. The hotel sign across the street paints cold reflections at my feet, and every pulse of neon blue feels somehow tied to you. The hallway echoes once again, the strangers disappearing in, while I remain beside the glass, watching another night pass. The radio beside the bed still plays old songs inside my head, and every saxophone refrain pulls me back through rain. Ooh, I close my eyes, but still your shadow survives. Ooh, beneath the glow, I can't let go. Blue lights from the hotel sign across my window, shining on the nights I miss the most. his eyes ahead while the love songs fill the air instead. And somewhere in the radio haze, the saxophone began to play. Ooh, I tried to hide what lived inside. Ooh, but through the rain came all the pain. The taxi driver heard me crying in the backseat while neon drifted through the streets. Soft jazz floating through the night beneath electric light. beneath exhausted midnight skies. And suddenly I stop and breathe, like you are singing back to me. Ooh, I hear it clear, as if you're near. Ooh, across the night, beneath soft light, somewhere a lonely woman is singing our song tonight, keeping old memories alive. Soft jazz floating through the rain, calling your name again. Somewhere a lonely woman is singing our song tonight, under faded neon light. Now I'm just a fading tone, listening alone. I follow echoes down the street, through cigarette smoke and tired feet, till I find a narrow bar, hidden underneath the stars. Inside the room, the music sways like forgotten yesterdays, and every stranger at the bar looks emotionally scarred. The singer closes both her eyes, like she has lived 1,000 lives, and every note she softly sings breaks something inside me. Ooh, I still remain inside the rain. Ooh, though time moves waitress wipes the cafe floor like she's done 1,000 times before. And every cigarette cafe glow feels like somewhere I used to know. Ferries cross the harbor slow like memories refusing to go. And every rainy taxi ride still keeps you by my side. The skyline flickers silver gray as another night dissolves away. But still the city holds its breath for lonely souls like this. I still remain inside the rain. Our years move on, the night stays long. The neon heart of Hong Kong never sleeps for long. It keeps carrying broken songs, soft jazz floating through the haze like our vanished days. The neon heart of Hong Kong never sleeps for long, even after love is gone. Now I'm just a fading tone, walking through alone. Maybe cities never heal, they only learn how not to feel, keeping every hidden scar inside late night bars. Maybe that's why I still stay inside these glowing shades of gray, because somewhere beneath the blue, the city still remembers you. The neon heart of Hong Kong never sleeps for long, still whispering our song, soft jazz drifting through the rain, calling your name again. The neon heart of Hong Kong never sleeps for long, while dawn slowly moves along. Now I'm just a lonely soul, trying to feel whole. The city keeps glowing, and I keep walking. Smoke moves slowly beneath amber light, and then you smiled at me. You sat beside the piano bar, looking like a fallen star. The room was drowning in soft blue, and suddenly there was you. The saxophone began to sway like it had something left to say. And every cigarette we shared made the silence disappear. The bartender poured whiskey slow, while midnight melted through the glow. And somewhere in the crowded haze, we disappeared for days. Your eyes that night still hold me tight. Beneath the smoke, my whole world broke. We fell in love between cigarette smoke and saxophones, like two tired souls with nowhere home. Still I hear that melody whenever night reaches me. Ooh, I still remain inside the rain. Ooh, though years move on, the feeling stays strong. We fell in love between cigarette smoke and saxophones, like two tired souls with nowhere home. Soft jazz floating through the dark, like the start of a spark. We fell in love between cigarette smoke and saxophones, inside a world of half-lit songs. Now I'm just a fading tone, remembering alone. Maybe love was always meant for moments lost and quickly spent inside old bars and lonely nights beneath exhausted lights. Maybe that's why jazz survives inside unfinished lives, because some hearts never leave the places they believed. We fell in love between cigarette smoke and saxophones, and now I walk these streets alone. Soft jazz drifting through the haze, like our vanished days. We fell in love between cigarette smoke and saxophones, while dawn erased the stars we owned. Now I'm just a lonely soul trying to feel whole. The smoke disappears, but the song remains. Platform echoes after midnight. Another train arrives half empty. The station lights glow tired white against the damp and sleepless night, and every stranger passing by avoids another's eyes. I board the train without a word, while distant jazz remains unheard, except inside my restless mind, where I still lose track of time. The windows blur with neon rain, like memories along the lane, and every tunnel rushing black feels like there's no turning back. Ooh, the rails still hum, like you might come. Through every way to move through amber smoke while strangers whisper things they never spoke. And somewhere underneath the glass, old memories slowly passed. Ooh, the piano cried what I kept inside. Ooh, beneath the glow, I couldn't let go. The hotel pianist played like he knew our story. Every beautiful and lonely memory. Soft jazz drifting through the room. Beneath the silver moon, the hotel pianist played like he knew our story. Like heartbreak had become his glory. Now I'm just a fading tone, sitting here alone. Outside the harbor, lights still moved across the dark electric blue, and every old regrets and cheap red wine. Alone the singer near the stage softly turns another page. Outside the window taxis glow across the wet and restless road, and every passing silhouette feels like a cigarette. I hold my whiskey to the light, trying not to break tonight. But somewhere in the rain-soaked street, your shadow moves toward me. Ooh, I know it's gone, but not for long. Ooh, inside my mind, you still survive. I still see your shadow in the rain outside the jazz bar, like you never traveled far. Soft jazz drifting through the storm, trying to keep me warm. I still see your shadow in the rain outside the jazz bar, beneath the tired neon stars. Now I'm just a fading tone, drinking here alone. The bartender turns the record slow to songs we used to know, and every saxophone refrain brings your memory back again. A couple dances near the blue, the way we always used to do, before the silence and the years and unfinished tears. Outside the city keeps moving on, but inside me you still belong, like some old melody at night that never loses light. Ooh, I still remain inside the rain. Ooh, while years pass by, you cross my mind. I still see your shadow in the rain outside the jazz bar, like you never traveled far. Soft jazz drifting through the storm, trying to keep me warm. I still see your shadow in the rain outside the jazz bar, beneath the tired neon stars. Now I'm just a fading tone, drinking here